Hello my friends! In this tutorial I'll show you how easy it is to paint a cup of coffee. I already started with the drawing, but if you're painting at the same time with me, I advise you to put the video on pause and to do the sketch first. I loaded my brush with a reddish brown and I'm starting with the left side of this composition where there are 2 coffee beans. In order to make these coffee beans more interesting, I'm going to place 3 white strips on each side. And to do that, I define the area where I'm going to leave white. In order to do this easier, I'm using here a thin brush. And also I'm using only the tip of the brush. Like this, I have more control of where to put the color and how much color to deposit. With the same brush and with the same color, I am moving on to the cup. And here I'm working on the edges. And as I work, I am thinking where the color should be. So I am selecting the areas where I want to deposit my brown. And here I want to go around the bean. I want to leave an area where there is no paint. And I want this to be thicker here. Because my color was a little watery, then I had to come again and cover with few layers in order to have an uniform opaque look to the cup. Now I'm moving on to the other side and I'm doing the same thing. First, I'm defining the areas where I want my paint to be, and then I am filling in the entire surface. And I am bringing together the 2 parts. And I am applying a second layer on top of what I did before in order to make it more opaque. And I am extending the brown on top and I go all the way here. And of course, I'm filling this shape. This is an easy project. The most difficult part will be to stay inside the lines that we draw before. Now, for the top part, we're gonna draw a curvy S line, just like this. And to make it more dynamic, I'm going to redraw it, and the middle part will be thicker than the beginning and the end of this S shape. For the next part of my painting, I will use a lighter color. And in order to get this color, I mix the brown that I used before with the white and just a little amount of yellow. And this is how I got this dark tan color. I am using the same brush and I am applying a opaque layer of paint on each side of my cup. The reason why I like to apply an opaque layer, it's because I want something that has more of a coverage. In order to have an opaque color, we mix less water versus when we want a transparent layer, then we add more water. So now I'm covering the sides and I'm bringing it all together. Many times when I paint, I have moments when I step away from my painting, and when I come back, I am wondering if my painting looks good and if there is something that needs to be changed. So, what I'm doing right now, I am adding a new layer, but at the same time, I am reshaping. Because when I paint, I am constantly looking to add more beauty to the painting to make it look more complete. So here, for example, I'm adding more of that color in order to create a dynamic look. Sometimes when you spend a lot of time in front of painting, your eyes get tired, so that you need a little moment of a break. You need a moment to rethink of what you're doing and to reanalyze if the direction where you're heading it's what you're looking for. So now, after I reshape the tan area, I am coloring the second coffee bean. And this time I'm using the lighter color in order to create a difference in between the first bean that is in front and the second bean that is behind it. And again, I followed the same steps. I first define my white areas, and then I just fill the gaps. I intentionally left a area in between the two beans that is not colored. And just a line here, it's enough to sketch the plate. And I like the unfinished look there. For the next step, I'm using a lighter tan. In order to get this color, I mixed white into the color that I used before, and with it I'm filling the inner part of the cup. So what I'm looking to get here is to achieve a gradual progression from a darker shade to a brighter shade in the same color family. And of course, as I am working, I am reshaping at the same time. So I am applying multiple layers of color until I am happy with the way it looks like. And for the left side, I'm applying a layer 2 in between the darkest part and the middle tone. For the plate, I will include a line here, and I am connecting it with the line that I put in before. And then I'm filling it until I like the way it looks. I'm going multiple times around it, and I am shaping it as I work. A curvy line here on top. And for the final step, I'm going to use black. I chose to use black because this gives me the highest amount of contrast in between black and the color that I used before. And now I am reshaping and rethinking everything. I chose to cover completely the part that I did before. On the left side, I cover everything with black. I believe it looks better like this. So we have the direct contrast in between the brightest tan and black, and I like it more like this. And here I enhance the curvature, adding more black. And here I'm starting with a thin line, and as I'm going up, it's thicker. This is the upper part of the cup. And I'm finalizing the edge. Here I'm gonna add a generous amount of black because I like the way it looks. And I'm extending the black towards here, and I'm going down, finishing the cup just like this, because I want to have a deep, intense black. I am applying 2 or 3 layers of black, because sometimes if I use too much water, the black can be a little transparent. I'm leaving some of the brown that I used before. And to finish all up, I'm going to add 2 more circular shapes here at the bottom. This will suggest the plate. Now, this is my cup of coffee. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.